Okay, Your Honor. We got, hey, good morning. My fault. Good morning, Your Honor.
No problem. Good morning.
We have position number one, Mr. Dewey Blackman.
Good morning, Judge Morrow.
Good morning, Judge Mincy. How are you today?
I am well. I have an attorney here who's trying to hunt you down. He's looking for you, but I told him it looks like you're virtual. And where, well, I don't know where you can go unless you get on through your phone.
I can go wherever they are. I just need.
Looks like everyone's virtual, correct, Judge Morrow?
That's correct. Apparently the Orca has the G33 today, so the state all purpose is virtual. Why don't you send him up to the clerk's office
Okay,
and maybe they can help him.
okay. Go to, is it J150?
I'll go down and meet him, Judge.
Oh, hey,
And then I'll give him the password and stuff, so I'll go down and talk to him.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay,
Mr.
okay.
Dewey.
okay, thank you. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good day, Judge
You
Mincy.
too, thank you.
I was supposed to be in here and then y'all hijacked it.
Ms. Joyce, it's my understanding that this is Mr. Blackman and it's going to be a negotiated plea today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Blackman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning, Judge.
You raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Blackman. Good morning, Ms. Duncan.
Good morning, Judge Morrow. The state's offer in this case is 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit time served of 15 days with the bail suspended and a stay away from the incident location, which is 1155 La Vista Road, apartment 465, the property of the reserve at La Vista Walk. The factual basis for this recommendation is that
Ms. Duncan, I'm sorry, Ms. Duncan. If it's going to be a negotiated plea and counsel is going to stipulate to the factual basis, then we don't have to go through it. So if counsel, are you going to stipulate to that?
Yes, Your Honor, we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Duncan, anything further?
nothing further from the state.
Thank you. Mr. Blackman, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008477Y, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, I'm not. No, sir, I'm not.
Thank you for,
That's all loud.
you for us.
Oh, you froze?
Yeah.
It looks like Judge Morrow froze for a minute, so he'll probably come back.
Let's see. I think that I went out for a minute. Anyone hear me?
Yes, Judge, we can hear you now.
Okay. You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Blackman. Good luck to you, sir.
Thanks, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, Your Honor, we have position number two and position number three, Mr. Bowles.
And what is the announcement on position 3?
Your Honor, it should be, I believe, no pros. It's an FTA. Case number 2, it said no pros if we do negotiated for case number 2. We just want to make sure we get the correct jail time since it is a credit time served offer.
Okay. Do you know how much jail time has been served, Ms. Duncan?
Your Honor, what I have is that on this charge, 66A, this defendant has served 6 days well, I had served 3 days, my apologies, but I don't know how the judge calculates it with how the jail calculates it with the FTA. So I put 3 or 15, depending on if it gets credit for both times, because it's currently being held on the FTA. So, and the overall initial arrest, it was only 3 days, but with the FTA, it would be 15.
So since the FTA was in connection with this case, he should be given credit for both stints of jail time.
Okay, so
Okay,
per Mr. Walker,
so how much, tell me again, how much credit?
it would be 15 days.
Okay,
So the state's offer is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, with the balance suspended and a stay away from 550 Peachtree Street Northeast in Atlanta, which is the Emory University Hospital, unless the defendant has a legitimate reason to be there.
and the state is gonna now cross position 3, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes, Mr. Doyes.
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke to my client and we're prepared to go forward with that negotiated plea and stipulate to the factual venue, basis, and ID.
Good morning, Mr. Bowles. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Bowles, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 004266A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I'm satisfied.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, I understand that.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Bowles. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Next, Your Honor, we have position number 4, Mr. Albert Clark.
And what, I'm sorry, what position is this?
4.
Position number 4.
Okay, Mr. Clark. Good morning, Mr. Clark. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but?
I do.
Yeah, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Clark. Ms. Duncan?
The state's recommendation and offer in this case was 12 months to serve 26 days, credit for time served 13 days, with the balance suspended and no driving unless validly licensed by DDS.
Yes, Mr. Doyes.
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with my client and we're prepared to go forward with that offer and we stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purposes of this plea.
Mr. Clark, it's my understanding that in case 17 CR 001595A, you wish to plead guilty to driving while your license was suspended or revoked. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and not by pleading guilty to it. You're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Clark. Good luck to you, sir.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 5, Mr. Keenan Cooper.
What's the announcement on Mr. Cooper?
Yes, Your Honor, we are going to waive arraignment and proceed with the jail jury. And I'll file that paperwork as soon as I get back to the office.
Okay. Mr. Cooper, you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Officer Milton. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Anita Lee, I was wondering if her attorney has logged on to the Zoom. for inmate attorney, Lee.
Lee?
Leigh. She's on the probation revocation calendar.
Oh, okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Is Ms. Lake present?
No, I did not bring her around because I was checking to see, I was told she had a private attorney.
And that's her private, I believe her attorney's name is Lisa Lake.
Judge
And-
Lisa Lake was once a public defender.
Okay, is this gonna be your case, the probation revocation, Mr. Doaz or Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, we were under the impression it was private counsel. We just asked to reset this to next week.
Is she in custody on anything besides this? Anyone? Good morning, Ms. Harris.
Good morning, Your Honor. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Was this a probation warrant that she was picked up on? Do you know?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
Okay, and what is gonna be your recommendation for Ms.
I
Lee?
was just gonna time serve her case and close it.
Okay, so I don't want her sitting in jail. So can we get someone to speak with her today?
We'd be glad to, Your Honor. Yes, I think it's very appropriate.
Okay, so.
I will bring her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next we have position number 6, Mr. Donald Crawford.
Is this gonna be a negotiated plea also?
Yes, Your Honor, and we stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of the split.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Crawford. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Ms. Duncan?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the state's offer was 12 months to serve, 28 days credit for time served, 14 days with the balance suspended, and a stay away from 985 Howell Place, Southwest, and no further contract with Tricia Kindred, that's TERCIA, last name Kindred, KINDRED.
Anything further, Mr. Doaz?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Crawford, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008482F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Crawford. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. You go. Come in. Your Honor, in front of you, this is Mr. McCray, Pavel McCray. He's actually position 25.
Okay, thank you. Is this gonna be a negotiated plea, Mr. McLean?
That's my understanding, Your Honor, but I understand that he has an idea that he would like to represent himself today. The state is offering time served, and the court may wish to hear from him. It may not be complicated.
I don't want to get found guilty for none just because that.
Hold on, Mr. McCray. Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. McCray, you have a right can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney represent you in this matter. We have provided the public defender for you. Is there any reason that you don't want to utilize his services to assist you with this matter this morning?
Yeah, because the state of, the public defender represented by, the state of Georgia and the state of Georgia against me in this case. And I want to be found guilty for not all the charges because it's not a fair trial due to the fact of error by the state of Georgia against me and representing me.
Okay, you'd like to plead not guilty to this charge today?
Yeah, I like to plead guilty to all of it because I don't have no victim. And I don't have no damage to property. All it is just riding a bike on the sidewalk.
All right, so Mr. McCray, let's see, your options today are to plead guilty or plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, I will take a look at your bond to see what kind of bond you have on the matter. I'm not sure if you're in for this charge or if there's some other charges that you're in for.
I mean, that was way serious than this. I really don't even care about this case, to tell you the truth. And this, like, I really don't care about this case.
Okay, so how would you like to plead today, Mr. McCray?
Because this case not holding me in jail.
Okay, so
throw it out.
you'd like to plead guilty today to obstruction of a law enforcement officer and operating a bike on a sidewalk?
Not guilty.
Okay, not
I want
guilty.
you to
All
throw
right.
it out. Due to the fact it's a petty charge. Just throw it out.
Okay, so they're not going to throw it out, Mr. McCray. So if you'd like to plead not guilty, I'm going to allow you to do that. You've been charged in case 22 CR 002063F with obstruction of a law enforcement officer. It's my understanding that you'd like to plead not guilty to these charges. Is that correct?
Yeah. And I don't want to come back to court for this either. I don't want to keep coming back.
Okay, well, if you plead not guilty, then you're going to have to come back to court at some point in time.
I'm not gonna leave my cell. I didn't even want to leave my cell today for this.
Okay.
I'm not locked up for this. I got more serious charges than this.
All right, so I'm going to record your not guilty plea.
And
Mr.
record,
McCray.
I'm not coming back down here for this. I'm not coming back down here for this. Like, y'all can do whatever y'all want, but I'm not coming to court for this.
Okay, I understand that. Mr. McLean, I am going to request that you go ahead and send me a form for mental health evaluation, please, and I'm going to sign that in this matter. If you wouldn't mind assisting I'm not speaking to you, Mr. McCray.
Oh, yeah.
Understood, Your Honor.
Calling
Thank
me
you.
down here for this. Quit calling me for this case. It's already supposed to be handled last week.
Trying to handle it this week for you. All right, thank you, Mr. McLean. Who do we have next?
Next, we have position number 12, Mr. Dunn.
Do you have a restitution amount? Good morning, Ms. Dillingham, on this, Mr. Dunn's case?
Good morning, Your Honor. We do not have a restitution amount, so we are not going to ask for restitution in this case. We have tried to get in contact with the victim regarding that matter, and we were unable to do so.
Okay, so Mr. Dois, this is going to be a negotiated plea in that respect then?
Yes, Your Honor, and we stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Dunn. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Good morning, sir. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is offering 12 months to serve, 34 days, credit for time served, 17 days, balance suspended, with a stay away order from the address of the incident where the defendant took 2 chainsaws and drove off. That address is 945 Cumberland Road Northeast.
Anything further, Mr. Doaz?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dunn, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 002980H, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Understand?
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Dunn. Good luck to you, sir.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 14, Mr. Alvin Gates.
This is also going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor, and we stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purposes of this plea.
Good morning, Mr. Gates. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video.
Good morning.
Yeah. Was that a yes, sir?
Your Honor, you were frozen. Can you repeat it?
Oh, yes, thank you. I'm sorry, we're doing this today, Mr. Gates, by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Dillingham, you can put your hand down, Mr. Gates. Thank you. Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, which happened on December 17th, this defendant went to the BP gas station at 1975 Campbellton Road Southwest, where he was asked to leave, refused to leave, and threw a stick at the window. For that reason, we are asking for 12 months to serve, 32 days, credit for time served, 16 days, balance suspended with the stay away order from that address, 1975 Campbellton Road Southwest. And nothing further from the state.
I'm sorry, I'm seeming to have some internet problems. Anything further, Ms. Dillingham?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, anything further, Mr. Dillis?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Gates, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008444G, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you. That's all. That's good. You're okay. That's all.
Yes, sir. Next, we have position number 19 and position number 20, Mr. Larry Harrison.
So it's my understanding.
We had lost you for a second, Judge.
Sorry. Let's see. It's my understanding that a waiver is going to be filed in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll submit that once I'm back at the office today.
Okay. Mr. Harrison, your case will be further notice. You'll get notice of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
And then case 20 is also with Mr. Harrison. And then we'd also like to be heard on bond for position 19, but I think the FTA will take precedence.
Okay. What is the current bond?
I believe it was a $5,000 surety that was, he posted bond before, but it was surrendered, so we'd like to be heard again. In regards to the FTA, which we'd, like to be heard on to have set aside.
Give me just a moment. I'm gonna see if I can get better connection to the internet. Give me just a moment, please. Okay, I apologize. I think this should be better. So what is the issue with the FTA?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking to have the FTA set aside. I spoke with Mr. Harrison yesterday to figure out what happened with that. It wasn't an issue with a incorrect address or anything like that. Mr. Harrison was actually taken into custody at Forsyth County on October 21st and was unable to make a phone call to explain why he wouldn't be at court on October 24th. He was then transferred to Gwinnett County, where I do have paperwork saying that he was transferred there. I saw it in Odyssey. He was then transferred to Fulton County on the FTA after that was issued, where his bond was surrendered. So it wasn't an issue of him trying to avoid his trial or anything. Mr. Harrison had every intention of being there, but due to being in the custody of a separate county dealing with other matters, he was unable to appear at court.
Okay, Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor, we would just ask that this be sent to the division judge. In this case, it was Judge Bess.
Let's see, and do we have, if he was in custody, I don't think that if he was in custody as counsel is representing, and he could not appear because of that reason, I am going to set aside the bench warrant in this case for Mr. Harrison. And let's see, and in regards to the bond for position 19.
Your Honor, we would ask that the bond remains the same.
And what is?
$5,000 surety bond.
And what's the breakdown?
Give me one moment, Your Honor, I'm pulling it up. Yes, Your Honor. So it's a $3,000 total $5,000 good bond, breakdown $3,000 for the battery, $1,000 for the hindering person making emergency telephone call, and $1,000 for the criminal trespass and damage to property. Also, a no further contact with the victim, Jennifer Buchanan, no drugs, alcohol, and weapons.
Mr. Doaz?
Yes, Your Honor, we're just asking for the bond to be reinstated. Mr. Harrison, has been in jail for this FTA that has now been set aside for an additional 10 days on this matter. He's a lifetime resident in Georgia, and he has a good address. It's the same address that he was receiving his previous correspondence, so we don't have to change that at all. I verified that with his mother, who currently lives there. Mr. Harrison is asking for the opportunity to resume working as a contractor, where he has confirmed that he can continue working and provide for his 3 children and continue to help mount his defense for this case, for this upcoming case. As we heard, he did have an FTA with this current case, but because he was in custody in another county dealing with something like that, that was set aside. And he understands all of the other conditions will still be in place, including the no further contact with the alleged victim. So we're asking for bond to be reinstated so Mr. Harrison can continue forward.
Okay. If nothing further, I'll reinstate that bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Harrison.
Judge Moore?
Yes.
So, the bonding company surrendered him on that bond. So if you reinstate it, he's gonna stay in jail. It was a bond surrender.
Okay. So how do we make this, Mr. Jordan? So what do I need to do to make sure that, should I just give him another bond? Is that what you're telling me? Or a good bond?
Yes, he's gonna need another, because he has a good bond currently. He bonded out, I'm sorry, let me look at it again. I close up the screen. There was a bond surrender on 12/28/22. So he's holding on the FTA warrant for this particular case. So if you dismiss that, that's fine. But he's still going to be holding on the $5,000 surety bond because the bonding company surrendered this bond. It was a second chance bail bond.
Yeah. And Your Honor, in that case, we just ask for the bond to be converted to a signature bond.
And go ahead, Ms. Dillingham.
Yes, Your Honor, I would absolutely object to a signature bond due to the violent nature of this crime. This was a case where the defendant attacked the victim, took her phone away from her so that she couldn't call 911, to the point where she had to escape a hotel room, run down to the lobby just to call 911. So we would absolutely object to a signature bond, Your Honor.
And what was due with Ms. Dillingham? Apparently he was in custody for something else. Ms. Bostic, do we know what? Can you give me his history, please?
Just a sec. This is Mr. Harrison. I was trying to pull that up.
Yes.
And if
Larry Harrison.
If not, I can as well.
You can go ahead, Ms. Dillingham.
Yes, so we have 42 cycles of arrests, a 2019 simple assault conviction, a 2019 simple battery conviction, family violence, a 2020 simple assault, family violence conviction, and also a 2021 battery and willful obstruction. So there is clearly a pattern of violence, and that is why we would object to a signature, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Doaz?
I'll just say this, Your Honor, if council has proof of incarceration and wants to send it over, I'd be glad to take a look at it. But I'm not just going off the word of council, because with all due respect, just last week I was told the same thing about another inmate, got the proof of incarceration, and the dates didn't match. So going forward, if one of their clients have been incarcerated, it's the state's position they need to provide a proof of incarceration that reflects that they in fact were incarcerated for the date of the FTA.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning.
Mr. Doaz?
Yes, Your Honor. Everything that Ms. Dillingham brought up was addressed when Mr. Harrison was first giving a bond. The facts and the circumstances haven't changed. But for his issues in another county that needed to be addressed, Mr. Harrison would still be out on bond. He understands the conditions. He understands that he can't have no further contact. We're not asking to change any of those conditions. We're just asking for Mr. Harrison to have the chance to, now that this FTA has been resolved, to be released with the signature bond and continue to support himself and mount his defense on his own and with the help of counsel. Yeah. And Your Honor, okay. We do have proof of the arrest leading to the missed October 24th court date. I'm happy to scan that and fax that over.
Okay, so if you'll get that to Mr. Walker, that will solve that. That will solve that issue.
Thank you for bringing this. And Mr. Walker, I'll make sure to have that ready to go next time ahead of time. Thank you for letting me know.
Oh, okay, no problem.
What was that court date?
October 24th.
He was in Gwinnett, October 24th, 2022 for failure to appear for simple battery. It's cycle 43.
Okay, so I'm gonna give him the same opportunity that he received before. I understand that one bond's been surrendered, but it's gonna be a $3,000 good bond for the battery family violence, 1-and-1 for the two other charges, good bonds, and with the same conditions as the other bonds. If he can, so that will be the order of the court on that. And I've already made my ruling on the FDA. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Harrison.
Your Honor, we have Miss Anita Lee.
All right, so council needs to speak with her, so I'm not sure how they're going to achieve that, given that they're in courtroom 2 and she's where she is.
They can call us on the phone.
Okay. Who's going to represent Ms. Lee?
I'll take Ms. Lee, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you'll call the ACDC at South Annex and speak with her regarding this matter.
Milton, can you call the 2392 number?
Got you.
Thank you.
And let's see, Ms. Harris.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding that that you're going to recommend that the case be closed out. Is that correct?
Yes.
You have any other questions, Mr. McLean, for Ms. Harris before you speak with Ms. Lee?
I do not.
Okay, all right. We'll be with you, Ms. Harris. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, you can go to 4 North.
Okay, who do we have at 4 North?
Position 23, Mr. Manson.
Is this Mr. McLean's case? I believe it is, and Mr. McLean is on the phone right now. Is there any of Mr. Doaz's cases that we can take? I see Mr. Gordon there. Who do you represent, Mr. Gordon?
Good morning, Judge. I represent Diego Sanchez Martinez. I was the gentleman in G33 that came down and kindly rescued.
Okay, good morning.
Morning, Judge.
I believe
a And that is the prosecutor on that case, and I just need a brief pre-trial with her, if that's possible.
Okay, I'm sorry, tell me again, who is the,
Diego
represents-
Sanchez Martinez.
this is position number 29. Is that your case, Ms. Todd?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, can we put Ms. Todd and Mr. Gordon into a breakout room?
Can I be included, Your Honor?
Of course, Mr. Walker.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, Mr. McLean is ready for Mr. Manson.
Your Honor, a little context. He was on last week and he asked to be put back on this week and he is ready.
Okay, this is position number 23. And this is your case, Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea, is that right, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Manson. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you keep your right hand up for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Manson. Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offered 12 months to serve 90 days, credit for time served 23 days, balance probated, a 12-week anger management course, stay away from the address of the incident, which was 1974 Sylvan Road. No further contact with the victims in this case, Jakia Mofford and Charlie Daniels, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Mr. McLean?
If I might speak to Mr. Manson for just a second, Your Honor, it doesn't need to be in private. Mr. Manson, if you were listening carefully, you noticed that basically what you had desired, the state had provided, correct? They reduced the number of days they were asking for, but increased the number of anger management. Do you agree with all that? Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
That's what he was hoping for. Yes, Your Honor, it is negotiated plea. We stipulate to the 3 elements, and it is our understanding of the plea bargain that we've heard, and we ask the court to accept that plea.
Mr. Manson, it's my understanding in case 22 CR 008277H, you wish to plead guilty to battery and battery against a female who is pregnant. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Manson. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. But you're going to have to be on probation for the entire 12 months, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Manson.
All right.
Your Honor, before the next case is called, may I mention that Eric Jackson, spelled ERYCK, needs to be reset. There are actually several Judge Edie designated open cases, and I need to talk to the state about those. Also, there's mental health issue, so it would not be appropriate to go forward today.
Okay. Do you have a time that you want to reset him to, Mr. McLean?
I'm going to speak with the mental health people and with his family about medications, a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks, we can make an announcement even before it gets on the calendar.
Okay. Who do we have next?
Position 9 and 10, Mr. Dawson.
And Your Honor, Mr. Dawson was arraigned last week, so we're just here to address bonds.
This is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing, is that right?
Mr. Dawson was arraigned last week by Judge Minster, I believe, last Thursday. And then we set a bond hearing for today. So there's no need to arraign.
Okay. What is his current bond?
His current bond on the case ending in 8536F is $2,000 total surety. That's $1,000 per count. And for the case ending in 8538F, it is $1,000 surety.
Do we have his history?
I have that he has 10 arrest cycles, Your Honor, and of those 10 arrest cycles, they mostly all took place in 2021. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 previous criminal trespass arrests from Union City and South Fulton, all within the last year. He has an arrest for marijuana possession less than, and this defendant does have an open aggravated stock, and that's 22 SC 183517. So in this instance, Your Honor, we believe those preset sureties by the previous judge are more than reasonable. For the first case, he was outside of the business sleeping, and he had been told several times prior to this incident not to come back, and he continued to do so. And in the second case for theft by shoplifting, he was stealing from the location, and he was caught doing so and asked to remove the items from his pants, and then he was detained. Given his risk of reoffense as indicated by the history that I saw on the GCIC, we believe that he's not likely to respond positively to the legal process, and the risk of reoffense gives us some concern. So we believe that $1,000 sureties in those cases are more than reasonable for these charges.
Mr. Dorez?
Yes, Your Honor. For both cases, we're asking for a signature bond for Mr. Dawson. He has been in custody for 20 days on each case. His total bond, I think, is with both cases together is $3,000 in surety. Mr. Dawson does have ties to the community. He's spent the last 3 years of his life in Atlanta. He has an uncle that lives in East Point and I believe an aunt that lives on Washington Road in College Park. He will be living in Union City with an acquaintance. Without his phone, Mr. Dawson was unable to give me the exact address, but I was able to speak with Mr. Dawson's sister, and she had some concerns about Mr. Dawson receiving his required, the care he needs in the jail for mental health. And after speaking with Mr. Dawson, he also mentioned that he's not receiving any medication. So I have some concerns with making sure that Mr. Dawson is receiving the care he needs. He's currently on Social Security disability. So he's unable to work, but after speaking with his sister, we want to make sure that he's getting the treatment he needs for any underlying mental health issues as he prepares to mount his defense on these charges.
So you're telling me he's going to be living with his sister?
I don't believe he'll be living with his sister at the time. She lives, I believe, in Alabama right now, and she's unable to care for him. So his address at this time, he doesn't have the exact address, but it's a friend of his in Union City is what I'm told. And we're asking, he understands that he can't return to these addresses, and he understands he can't have any contact based on the other case.
And some of these offenses have occurred in Union City as well, Your Honor. So we have that concern, and that's why we believe at this time, even with the defense's concerns, that these bonds are more than reasonable.
Okay. We've got a loitering or prowling, a criminal trespass, and a theft by shoplifting. It's my understanding that the recommendation would be a time served recommendation and a stay away. The stay away should be included on any bonds. It's my understanding. So I'm going to convert, Mr. Dorez, the good bonds to signature bonds with all the requirements that are on the good bonds. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. I'll send that paperwork later today.
Okay, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Dawson. Who do we have next?
Position 29. Are you ready for Sanchez?
Yeah, we're ready just to give the court an updated announcement. We do have a negotiated plea, Judge, but it's not ready today because it's going to require the filing of an additional accusation. So we agreed to bring it back this Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, to enter the plea so that we can get everything in order ahead of time.
Okay, Tuesday is gonna be the 10th, I believe. Is that right?
Correct, Judge.
All right, we'll reset to 1:10 for Mr. Sanchez Martinez. Okay.
And I'm
anything
assuming that.
fur- Say it
I'm
again?
assuming that's I'm assuming that's at 9 a.m. as well, Judge.
Yes, it will be, and I will be in G33, Mr. Gordon. I know that if you want to come down, or you can join us on Zoom, whichever you prefer.
Yes, Judge. I appreciate it.
Okay, all right. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you. That concludes my business. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day.
Thanks.
And we'll see Mr. Sanchez Martinez back on Tuesday.
Okay.
Your Honor, you can go to ACDC.
Okay, and this is going to be for the probation revocation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so it's my understanding, Ms. Harris, that that you're going to recommend, Officer Harris, that you're going to recommend closing the case out. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else that you'd like to put on the record?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McLean?
She agrees that's appropriate and asks the court to follow that.
Okay, I'll accept probation's recommendation. Good luck to you, Ms. Lay.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Since you're on Zoom, can I have Judge Mency sign off on her warrant dismissal on your behalf?
Don't I have a warrant that we needed to get signed from last week or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I have Judge Mency sign that one too?
I would prefer to sign my own if you don't mind. So can you just, if you can just email that, I'll get it back to you.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, I can do that.
Okay, all right, not a
Thank you.
problem.
That
Thank
concludes
you.
my be excused.
Yes, have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Your Honor, next we have position 21, Mr. Kendrick Hogan in courtroom 2.
Okay, and that's gonna be a negotiated plea?
Yes, Your Honor. And we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of the split.
Good morning, Mr. Hogan. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Hogan. Ms. Dillingham?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is offering time served, balance suspended, a stay away order from the address of the incident, 451 Haldane Drive Southwest, and a no further contact with the victim in this case, Kay Masad.
Do we know how much time has been served?
Yes, Your Honor, I am pulling that up. My apologies.
I have 15 days if my math is correct, but I'll wait for Ms. Dillingham to confirm.
That's correct, Your Honor. So it's 15 days, time served. So 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Doris?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hogan, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008459J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Hogan. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number 26, Mr. Sean Pepper.
this also a negotiated plea?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Good morning, Mr. Peppers. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Peppers. Ms. Todd?
Yes, Your Honor. We are offering a 12 months to serve 32 days, credit for time served 16 days with the balance suspended, and a stay away from the incident location. And I will get that address in just 1 second. It is 1155 La Vista Road.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, although it's unlisted, it's in Fulton County, and he agrees to that.
Mr. Peppers, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008456D, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Peppers. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 28, Justin Polito.
Your Honor, I'm sending Mr. Walker if I may have just a moment with him.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready, Mr. McLean.
Yeah, Sean, this is, I was just asking the state, I did not have it's unfortunate about the timing of SAP and, it's the day before. Whether the state had determined whether it wanted to merge one count into the other in Mr. Polito's case after reading the police report. So I was asking the state that basically.
Is that question on the table at the present time?
It is. I chatted with
Okay.
Mr. Walker.
Did you hear that, Ms. Todd, Mr. Walker?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's gonna plead to the obstruction or the disorderly.
It's up to Mr. McLean, which is his preference.
Disorderly sounds worse on a person. I mean, it sounds better on a person's record, not as bad as obstruction. So I think he would want that one.
Okay, so he's, all right.
Thank you.
Disorder. We ready to proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Polito. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Todd?
Thank you, Your Honor. For the, excuse me, disorderly charge, we are offering 12 months to serve 15 days, credit for time served 6 days with the balance suspended.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, that is a negotiated plea. He asked the court to accept it. I have warned him that it might result in 1 or 2 extra days of jail, and that is irrelevant in this situation. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Mr. Polito, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 005726Y, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Polito. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number 33, Mr. Matthew Stovall.
This is also a negotiated plea.
It is, Your Honor, and there's that, the state was, I think, going to take a look at my merger question on that.
Have you had that opportunity, Mr. Walker?
That's fine, Mr. McLean. Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, let me, grab that paper.
So which charge is merged into which?
Yeah, I'm just, grabbing the calendar again. What is the position number? It's 30.
It's 33, and he's charged with loitering and prowling and criminal trespass. I'll let Mr. McLean choose which charge he would like to plead to.
Which of those two? Criminal trespass.
So he wants to plead the criminal trespass?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Stovall. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Todd?
Thank you, Your Honor. We are offering 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, balance probated, and a stay away from the reserve at La Vista Walk Apartments.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll point out there are no conditions involved. So we would ask the court to consider waiving probation fee.
Well, he's not going to be on probation.
Well,
Oh, is he?
BP was the offer, but there are no conditions.
Is there a reason that he's recommended to be on?
It should be just a balance suspended with a stay away.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
I agree.
Mr. Stovall, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008465J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir. I'm not.
You can represent it by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. Very much so.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir. I understand that.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir. Not at all.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Stovall. Good luck to you, sir.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 34, Mr. Polaris White.
Ms. Todd, have you had an opportunity to speak with the victim in Mr. White's case?
Your Honor, we have not in this case. Not at this time.
Do you know the new phone number? He has knowledge of a new phone number. If he could, I could chat it today.
He knows her phone number off the top of his head. Is that what you're telling me, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, he does. You want to just blurt it out? Yes.
Oh,
sir.
well, no. I don't want to put her phone number on the record. So
I'd rather
why don't
check.
you put it in the chat, and if someone with Ms. Maldonado, if you can touch base with the victim, the court would appreciate it once you get the number.
Is she on? Oh, there we go. What's that number? So it's that number on. 0. There we go. It's been sent. Yesterday, we had hoped that the person involved was going to show up in G33, but I had no idea if the family had any idea that was going to really happen.
Okay, Mr. White, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Todd?
Yes, Your Honor, we are offering 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 13 days, and no further contact with the victim, a stay away in FVIP. I will go ahead on the record and say that he was ordered to stay away from her as a part of his bond condition, and I find it interesting that he is the only one who's able to provide her current contact number.
We didn't say he was the only one.
He's the only one here today. I will go ahead and also say that there are 2 open cases with this same victim in Fulton County. So we are going to strongly push for that no further contact.
Okay, and I'm in agreement if that's the case, Mr. McLean. If he wants to take a plea and have no further contact with the victim in this case, that's fine. If not, that's fine also. And
you want to take the plea and have order of no contact or not? Are you ready to go forward today, or do you want to wait? No contact. No contact. No contact it is, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Todd, it's my understanding that you're requesting additional days?
Yes, Your Honor, we are only giving 13 days for credit for time served to serve 30.
Okay. That's your understanding, Mr. McLean?
That would result in, I believe, 2 extra jail days. Yes, it is.
Okay. Anything further?
Nothing.
Mr. White, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008472B, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. White. Let me just explain to you what no further contact means. No further contact means no contact whatsoever. Okay, no personal contact, no phone contact, no internet contact, no social media contact, no contact whatsoever. If you do have contact, you're going to be in violation of your probation and it's going to be revoked. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, but you're going to have to be on probation for the entire 12 months, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. White.
Thank you, sir. Good meeting. Yes, sir. Thank you.
We have position 7 and 8. Mr. Davis.
7 and 8. That's gonna be noticed.
This is Ms. McLeod's case, I believe. Good morning, Ms. McLeod.
It is, Your Honor.
And what are we doing with Mr. Davis this morning?
I believe he's going to take a plea, Your Honor, but I'm waiting to speak with him. They have him in a special section of the jail, I'm told. I go there and they are supposed to get him for me.
Oh, he's here. He's right here. So he's in 3 South. So if we could put Ms. McLeod and 3 South into a breakout room, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And Your Honor, we can go to position number 35, Mr. Womble.
And
right, Your Honor might notice the announcement made. He has another case that has, I believe, the same or related witness. And so the family told me when I called the family yesterday, they said, we have a meeting this afternoon to hire a lawyer in that case. And I said, is it going to cover both cases? And very possibly it will. So it didn't make any sense. It would make sense to handle the two cases together. And it didn't make any sense to me to split them up. So I imagine they're probably going to do that.
So what would you like to do with this case today? Reset it till?
Reset it, Your Honor, and I think the private lawyer will come.
Yeah, I got old bones.
Okay, 3 South, have we put, hold on, I'm sorry. Have we put 3 South into a breakout room? I believe 3 South and Ms. McLeod need to be going into a breakout room together. Okay. Back to you, Mr. McLean. When would you, how long do you think we need to reset this for?
I think a week or two.
So 2 weeks from today?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be the 19th. Is my math right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, it's the 19th. We'll reset this for the SAP calendar on the 19th.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you back then, Mr. Womble.
Thank you, Mr. Morrow.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we completed here in courtroom 2. Everybody else is on the floors.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess we'll have to be in recess until they come back.
Yes, sir.
Do we have, is the bench warrant case on the line for Mr. Doss? And I have that as a 9 o'clock calendar. And what do you all normally do with Ms. Champion? Maybe you can help me with this. Do we have a competency calendar? Well, I have a competency calendar that's scheduled for 9.
Yes, Mr. Howard, I don't see him on the line.
Yeah, I see. He's
Okay.
in courtroom 2.
Okay, so if he's ready, we can go forward with that. If him and Mr. Walker is ready for the competency.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Howard. How are you today?
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. It appears that I'm going to be doing some Thursday calendars. I don't normally handle the competency calendars, so however you all handle them, just let me know. And do you just go down them from top to bottom?
Yes, Judge. We go over the announcements, and we usually go from top to bottom and talk about each case. We typically do it in a breakout, Judge. I can, if I just need a few minutes, I can go get on Zoom and we can do a breakout where it's be myself, Mr. Walker, the court, and Miss Amin Williams, our social worker.
So can we just do it where you are in a breakout room?
If there's nobody on Zoom that needs to be excluded, then that'll be fine, Judge.
Okay, so if we can just go into a breakout room, a courtroom 2, myself and Mr. Walker, since you're already there, is that fine with everyone?
Yeah, that'll be fine, Judge. You're right. That'll work.
Okay. Okay. So if
Judge, I think Ms. McClung.
So is probation done or not? Not quite yet.
Not yet. I think we still have some more cases.
All right, just double checking. Thank you.
Judge Morrow's in a breakout room. He'll be back.
Ms. McLeod,
It just popped on right there by itself.
are you on?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are they on a breakout session or something?
It appears that way.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
They're with the company calendar right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do we have anyone else that's ready? Did the bench warrant case ever show Mr. Doss?
We have position 7 and 8. Mr. Davis ready.
Okay, and what are we gonna do with Mr. Davis, Ms. McLeod?
He's going to take a plea, Your Honor. I'm just waiting on the prosecutor to tell me about the community service because of his disability. But otherwise, we're ready.
Good morning, Mr. Davis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I'm fine with it.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
And you agree to have your case heard by video?
yes,
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Ms. Duncan?
Yes, the state's recommendation in this case, Your Honor, well, the case ending in 1028J, simple battery, the offer is 12 months to serve, 44 days, credit for time served, 22 days, but the balance probated. No further contact with Tara Greer, that's T-A-R-A, last name Greer, G-R-I-E-R. We ask for a stay away from 2374 Meadow Park Drive Southwest, 2 weeks of anger management and 20 hours of community service. Your Honor, this defendant is a multi-state offender with multiple cycles, 12 cycles out of South Carolina, 6 cycles out of Alabama, and 31 cycles out of Georgia. And this defendant is a convicted felon in Georgia, as well as 1 cycle out of Richmond. This defendant does have aggravated violent convictions in his history, so that was the reason for the criminal community service as well. I let Mr. Walker know about
Sorry, 3 South, can you mute for a moment for me? Thank you. I didn't hear you, Ms. Duncan.
Okay, you want me to do the entire
No,
thing?
no, no, I just didn't hear the part about you've conferred with Mr. Walker.
I'm conferring currently with Mr. Walker as to whether or not we will be amenable to removing the community service requirement.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so just 2 weeks of anger management, no community service.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, all right. Is that a
That is correct, Your Honor. My client is disabled, so he was concerned about the community service aspect because he has very limited mobility.
Any objection to non-reporting once he completes?
That's fine as well.
Okay, thank you. If nothing further, can you unmute for me, 3 South, please? Thank you. Mr. Davis, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 001028J, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Davis, I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And as soon as you complete the 2 weeks of anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you,
Mr. Davis, could you please give me a call as soon as you get out?
I don't have your number.
Okay, I will send it in the chat.
All right.
I'll send it and they will give it to you.
Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
And you're going to now press position 8. Is that correct, Ms. Duncan?
That is correct.
Okay.
What's position 8?
That was a failure to appear.
All right. Anyone from the jail still there? I still have position 29, 30, 31, and 32. Is anyone,
That gentleman is pro se.
I understand, but I don't, are they gonna bring him? Do you know?
I don't see any notion. I'm the only person in the courtroom right now. I think they've.
Oh, okay.
What position is that?
30, 31, and 32. Mr. Schaffen,
It's pronounced Schoenfer. It's pronounced a little faster than it looks. It looks like Schoenhofer, but it's really Schoenfer or something like that.
I believe Officer Norris is getting him now, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
all right, would you check on that for us, please?
I'm going to chat to Mr. Doss to call this 2392 number.
I'm here.
Mr. Doss, I'm going to ask you to call 404-612-2392, which is one of our county extensions, please. 404-612-2392, if you will.
Can you give me one moment, sir, please?
Sure. I'll put myself on mute.
We'll be in recess until we're ready for Mr. Doss or we get the other gentleman.
Judge, do you have, do we need position 13? Mr. Fanning?
I have hold for announcement. What is Mr. This is Mr. Doris's case, I believe. Are we gonna?
If it's a public defender, that was Mr.
Can you give me the number now?
612-2392. That's a 404 number. 612-2392, Mr. Doss.
44612.
404-612-2392.
Okay. And Mr. Fanning, position number 13. What did we say about him?
I was saying that's in the range of position numbers that would be Mr. Dotis if that indeed was a public defender case. And I don't know anything about it.
Okay, where is he?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Dotis, Mr. Dotis, he stepped out in the hallway. I think I think they dismissed everybody. He may already be at his car, but I'll check in the hallway and see if they're out there.
Thank you.
Council session. Everyone on mute. Mr. Doss, your case is from March 30th of 2021.
Who do we have at the jail court's iPhone?
This is position 13, Mr. Fannin.
Okay, we're trying to get his counsel, so
Okay,
give us a moment.
all right.
Are you ready, Mr. McLean?
Who's going to handle the DV case for the state? Mr. Christian Doss.
I'm handling that case, Mr. McCain.
Hey, Ms. Duncan, how are you today?
I'm well.
Now, I just got on the phone with him somehow. Excuse my little wheezy bronchitis type of leftover cough. I've got some cough drops. I'll try to use them. I just got off the phone with him and he was telling me that he apparently they had a relationship for a couple of years. He hasn't seen her since this incident. He believes the mail went to the wrong address. I don't know why, because he says he was current in his address with the clerk. But the main point, I think, is that they broke up when this happened. They haven't seen each other since. He has no idea anything about it. And that's back in 2.5 years ago. Well, no, I'm sorry, not 2.5. Coming on 2 years. So what do y'all think of this DV-BW situation?
Well, the state's position is going to continue to be on these benchmark cases that it not be set aside because it is the defendant's responsibility as made clear by the judges when they give the bond orders. They found that their their address current with the Judge Mar, what I see in this case is that this defendant has FTA'd twice for a plea and arraignment before Judge Besson. The address that was indicated, or there was return to sender. The address that was indicated on the return to sender is not the stay away address, and it is different from the address that was on the police report associated with the case. I have both those addresses. It's not the same. There was a change of address filed. There was a difference in one number in the address that was filed, but that address where the return to senders were sent was the address that was also on the bond release paperwork when the defendant made bond with the bonding company. So the address is apparently the current address. I don't know why the defendant did not receive it, and I don't know how or why that one number was juxtaposed at a certain time. But however, it's his duty to make sure it is appropriate and the proper address. So that's the state's position in this case. Since it was 2 FTAs, we just asked that it not be set aside and they be remanded to deal with the issues with Judge Besson.
What is the address that was on the notice?
It was 3696.
3695.
And then it was 3695.
So one was sent to 3696 and another one was sent to 3695.
From what I saw, they both were, I believe, sent to 3696 because that is the information
That's the wrong address.
Right, at the bond, on the bond release documents, that was the address that was given to the officers. But however, it was changed on December 29th to 3695. And
okay, so it's already changed in the system to 3695?
Yes. And
when was that change made?
December 29th. But these were of 2022. The plea arraignment dates were December 2021 and November 2020. I mean, not November, I'm sorry, September 2022. And the one took place before the first, after the first one, and then after the second one. And then it was changed after in this year. So it was changed in December since that last court date in September.
Okay, and Mr. Doss, your correct address is 3695.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to give you one additional chance, sir, since it appears that at least at some point the address was incorrect. But if you miss another hearing, it's not going to be set aside the next time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's up to you if you make a change of address to make sure that we have the appropriate address so that we can get in touch with you. But for this one time, I'll set it aside. You got that, Mr. McLean? Can we unmute courtroom 2, please?
I'm still muted. I'm sorry. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was saying to Mr. Doss, Mr. Doss, are you going to hire a private attorney or do you need our services? If you do need our services, please get in touch with us.
Okay.
All right, we're at 1600 Suite. We're on the 16th floor of the 100 Peachtree Building. So you should come there in person and fill out a 2 or 3 page application form.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, briefly, I'll say, because I used to work in Judge Benson's courtroom and I just pulled up your name. They have your email address on file. So when they send out notices, they also email you. So just check your email because it'll probably be in your email as well.
Okay. Thank you.
No.
Okay. Have a good day, Mr. Doss. Mr.
Okay.
McLean, were you able to get in touch with Mr. Dodez? He has another case that's on the calendar.
Right,
that I need.
Mr. Fannon's case, no, I was not able to find Mr. Dotis. And
Do you have his number?
I do not have his phone number. I have it in my car in the parking lot. I could get it within about 3 minutes. Be glad to do it. They don't let us bring our phones in here.
No, I understand that. Let him, because he just has hold for announcement on Mr. Fanning. Mr. Fanning has a time served plea offer. What I'm gonna do, you get in touch with him. I'm gonna be on the 2 o'clock SEA calendar. So I don't want Mr. Fanning sitting in jail, so I'm gonna put him, if it's all right with everyone, on the SEA calendar at 2 o'clock so we can address him. Let Mr. Dodez know that.
That makes sense, and I'll convey those detailed items to him, so he'll understand exactly what we're doing.
Okay, and jail court iPhone, where Mr. Fanning is?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try to get his attorney for the afternoon calendar, so I'll see him at 2 o'clock.
And Schoenfer's coming.
He does not want to come inside the courtroom. He prefers to do it standing right there, Your Honor.
Okay. And this is Mr. Schonhofer.
Yeah, it looks like Schoenhofer, but it's pronounced more like Schoenfer.
Schoenfer. Can you hear me, Mr. Schoenfer?
I am the living free man of the land. I am here to plead jurist. Yo! I'm the living free man of the land. I am here to plead jurist.
All right. Thank you, sir. Before you go, Mr. McLean, you're doing a mental health evaluation form for me on another client. Would you do one on Mr. Schoenfer also for me, please?
Okay.
I'm the living free man of the land. Here.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you all.
I'm making a special appearance.
Mr. McLean, do you want to, we're about to go over the calendar. Do you not want to go over the calendar with us?
Oh, I'll be glad to do that, Your Honor. I've got some paper and ready to write.
This man does not represent.
All right, we're done with them.
Living free man of the land.
Officer Norris, we're done. Okay.
First,
Champion is with.
I want to note for the record that the video bullshit is an improper venue. I do not.
Okay, we're good, Officer Norris.
Your jurisdiction of this unconstitutional criminal maritime admiralty court.
Are you able, Mr. McLean, are you able to mute?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's see, Ms. Champion is with me this morning, so if you'll get your paperwork to her so that she can get that to me so we can get that signed and entered. And Ms. Champion, when you're ready to go over the calendar.
Okay, position number 1 on the SAP was a plea. Position number 2 was a plea. Position number 3 was non-pros. Position number 4 was a plea. Position number 5 was waive arraignment, reset further notice. Position number 6 was a plea. Position number 7 was a plea. Position number 8 was non pros. Position number 9 is going to be reset further notice with a total of a $2,000 sign-on bond through the jail. Position number 10 is reset further notice with a $1,000 sign-on bond through the jail. Position number 11 is going to be reset to the SAP competency calendar. I don't have a reset date. What date would you guys like? Is it going to be 2 weeks out?
We normally refer or defer to the public defender's office, but there's no objection from the state for 2 weeks.
And Mr. Dotis is gone for today, so I guess,
We could do 2 weeks.
okay. So that will be 119.
Yes, yes.
I didn't come in.
Position number 12 was a plea.
I'm taking notes here.
Position number 13 will hold until the 2 o'clock calendar. Position number 14 was a plea. Position number 15 is going to be reset. SAP 112 for a social worker visit. Position 16, 17, and 18 is going to be reset. SAP 112 for a social worker visit. Position number 19. That was reset further notice. The bond remained the same. And position number 20, I'm gonna need an order to have the FTA dismissed for Mr. Dotis. Position 21 was a plea. Position 22, on the announcement, I just have reset. I don't have,
Was that Eric?
Jackson, yes.
Yes, there are 2 issues involved. One is he has multiple cases that would need to be brought together, and the other is that he is mentally ill, not taking his meds. So we'll file on him as well.
Okay, so what date do you want me to put him on, Mr. McLean?
Just indefinitely, at least 3 weeks out.
So we'll reset him to 126,
Okay,
and you're gonna file a eval on him?
yes, I'm doing an eval on him and 2 other people, right?
Position 23 was a plea. Position 24 is going to be reset, SAP 112. Position 25 is going to be reset to the SAP competency calendar 119. Position 26 was a plea. Position 27 is reset, SAP 112. Position 28 was a plea. Position 29 is going to be reset, SAP 110 for a plea. Position 30, 31, and 32 is going to have an eval, and it's going to be reset to the, we're going to reset it to the competency calendar. And we can do it to the 26th.
Okay.
Position 33 was a plea. Position 34 was a plea. And position 35, I have that it's going to be reset SAP.
Your Honor, I represent Ms. Womble, position 35. I represented her on the SEA. And I only received the calendar while this was going on and saw that her name was on it. So I did not know that she would be appearing today. But I have an entry of appearance on file for her. I represent her.
This is about a man.
And I have on the announcement from the public defender that I guess they spoke with her and she said she was going to hire private attorney, so I'm not quite sure.
No, this Mr. Womble was a man. I spoke with his mom.
I'm sorry. I said her. Him, I represented him on the SCA calendar.
Right. Now, seeing the SAP, when I called the family and said, "What's up on this?" They said, "We're hiring an attorney."
Okay. Well, I just wanted the court to know that.
Okay, well, he has been reset to 119, is my understanding.
Right.
Yes, to hire an attorney. So, if he doesn't hire an attorney, I guess, Ms. McLeod, you can appear on that calendar just to make sure he hires an attorney.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Very good.
And the DV case was set aside, the bench warrant was set aside, and I would, need that order from you, Mr. McLean.
Okay,
The competency calendar, position number 1 was reset for the notice. Position number 2 is going to be reset 119. Competency calendar, position number 3 is going to be reset 126. Competency calendar, position 4 is going to be reset February the 2nd. Competency calendar, position 5, February the 2nd. Competency calendar, position 6 is going to have a $2,000 sign-up bond through the jail, reset for the notice. Position number 7 is going to be reset 119 competency calendar. Position number 8 is going to be reset 112 competency calendar. Position number 9 is going to be reset further notice with the $1,000 sign-up bond through the jail. Position number 10 is a total of a $3,000 sign-up bond through the jail, reset further notice.
Ms.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, position 22 on the main SAP calendar. I know that Mr. McLean said he was gonna file a eval. Do we have a reset date to a competency calendar?
Yes, it's going to be reset to 126.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, if not, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll see you next time. And Ms. Champion, as soon as you get everyone's information in, just get it to me. If you'll, I've got, the SEA calendar.
I'm gonna go ahead and send you over the sentence sheet so I can go ahead and scan those into the jail with your signature on it, just in case.
Okay,
I don't get
all
everybody
right.
paperwork in time enough.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Ms. Champion. I appreciate it. Okay.
Okay.
oh, April?
Yes, Mr. McLean?
The 3 people I was gonna do evaluation, Schoenfer, Eric Jackson, what was that third name?
Hold on, let me go back through the calendar. Eric. Those are the only 2 that I'm showing that you was gonna do an eval on.
I was just thinking there was a third that